What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the IDM RunDown. Today, we want Cody, or do we want Rock? I'm the notorious one. I am Dom. I'm here with StratFacts. I'm here with BDC. I'm here with Savage Eddie Long. I'm here with Rozay and Poppy Platino, also known as the Dominican Dream. Guys,
Yes,
this past
baby.
Friday night, you gotta mess me up. this past Friday night, Cody came out. He confronted Roman Reigns. He said he wants the title. He wants it whenever he wants it, but he's gonna step aside and he's gonna let the most electrifying man in all entertainments take his spot. What's up with that, John?
I don't know.
Dom, what is up with that?
Why do you think my man won the Rumble? He wanted to finish his story, but why step aside and let The Rock do that?
I mean, there are many reasons, some of which we'll discuss right now. One of those reasons is to distract from the whole Vince McMahon situation. That's one, because that was dominating the news. As a matter of fact, I just got finished reading that 67-page love story, also known as the crime novel. And if you haven't read it, don't read it or must read it. But that's one reason why is you get this big news, huge news, obviously. So it's taking away when you type in WWE into Google, it doesn't go to the Vince McMahon lawsuit. It goes to, holy crap, The Rock is back. So that's one reason. Another reason is injuries, man. And taking people out of the WrestleMania. You took away Brock Lesnar. You take away CM Punk, and you know what? You could have gotten away with Cody and Roman Reigns as the headline match, and Seth Rollins and someone, and Gunther defending against, and as of Monday Night Raw is Jey Uso. But you could have had a great card out of it, but I don't think that's how WWE operates. They were going for that big mainstream appeal, and the card without Brock and Punk and minus The Rock, it could have been a good WrestleMania, but they want to make it big and badder than ever, so that's why they went this direction. Also, The Rock might have been available. It was already in motion back when they were all happy ringing the Wall Street bell with Vince and the TKO guys and everyone. So, but there's lots of reasons, and now we just have to clean up the mess. But just because it actually hasn't been announced. I mean, Thursday is the press conference in Las Vegas, free to get into. So that's when they'll announce something. And once they announce it, I think they're going to have to stick with it, whatever it is. There's a lot of speculation on depending on who you want to believe. Hey, it turns out The Rock is the special referee, or it's a three-way match. Whatever they announce on Thursday, I think they're going to stick with that, and we'll just have to wait to see what it is.
Well, I read this past week that there are reports that once The Rock came higher up on TKO, that he negotiated for him to be in that Rumble spot or that WrestleMania spot. So why didn't dude just show up in the Rumble, and instead of having maybe them calling an audible because CM Punk got injured?
Yeah. You have to think something nuanced is going on, something that is not so obvious. Like, they have 3 months, or at least 2 whole months to get to where they need to go. And backtracking a little bit, they might announce something and they might take it away. That seems like a bad move, especially from a mainstream perspective, to announce, The Rock and Roman in a one-on-one match, and then 2 weeks before WrestleMania itself say, oh, three-way match. The way news moves around nowadays, people probably won't notice or care. But they'll have the production trucks, the banners in the city with the pictures of the matchup, but that doesn't mean anything. If you've been to a WrestleMania city before, they put everyone up. Hell, Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt were supposed to have a match, and they could have put those things in the downtown light posts, and Bray wasn't there.
Yeah, but you're not going to cut Cody or you're not going to cut Rock, so they will both be in Philly. You know that.
You don't know what lawsuit Cody has.
Nothing. Rozay, what you think about this?
I was reading that the $30 million deal that TKO paid for Rock had included him getting into the ring. So I don't know if it was from, Triple H or is it from The Rock. I don't know whose idea it was for him to get into this match. I don't know if he, swermed his way in, but I don't like it. I think they could have saved it for, it's a long time, but we've seen it done with The Rock before. Waited a year and have him go against Roman or whoever, most likely Roman. But I don't like it. We've seen this. It's like a story we've seen. We've seen it already with Daniel Bryan. So I don't know what's going to happen. Who faces Seth if Cody isn't the one?
Platinum, what you think?
I'm so confused, to be honest, because the fact, like John said, nothing was announced. Cody said, yeah, I'm going to take everything away from you on my terms. What does that mean? Where's that going to be? What you got planned? Like, what is really in the books? Like, to be honest, I guess the whole CM Punk thing, I still feel like something was brewing. Like, he really was going to go against Seth, but his injury just threw everything off. And like we said before, cards subject to change. And this is a hell of a change. And when you change for the better, not for the worse. And right now, it's the way the fans are, it's for the worse. We don't want to see Cody lose that main event spot. He put in the work. He put in the time. He's doing all the Make-A-Wish and whatever they're doing behind closed doors. He's putting in the effort. He's showing he's the guy. He's the new John Cena, the Hulk, whatever. Obviously not to that level, but he's supposed to be the guy. But like Roman said in his promo too, I work 10 times less than you, and I get paid 10 times more than you. What can you say to that? I really don't know where can you go with that.
Well, hopefully Cody doesn't lose his spot, but I do recall a time when a Hall of Famer Eddie Guerrero passed away, and Rey Mysterio put his Royal Rumble spot on the line against was it Randy Orton? Was it Randy Orton, John? Yeah, and then it turned out to be a triple threat match. That's how that turned out to be. But nah, we don't want that. That's just going to be a distraction. Let my man get the one-on-one shine against Roman that we all wanted a year in the making again, and he should do it. But that's what I think. That's my opinion.
It's like watching Rocky. When we saw the first Rocky, I'm glad he lost because now it's like you have something to fight for. But now, God rest his soul, Carl Weathers, he's going against Apollo now. Cody is Rocky, and he's got to go in with a different game plan, and he's got to show that, Roman, you're not the champ anymore. I'm coming for the kill shot. And
all right.
With everything going on, yeah.
Savage, what you thinking over there?
Well, full disclosure, lifelong Rock fan, but I still want Cody.
We all are. We all Rock fans.
We don't know about that.
Yeah, and that's the problem, isn't it? That we don't want to be mad at this person. We can't underestimate how much of a role ego is playing in this. I have this philosophy that if somebody has enough money, you really don't have anything in common with them after a certain point. You can't really relate to them. There's things that they do and focus on that you can't really relate to, and you can't really even talk to that person. And The Rock might have become that. This is very, very serious because there was always this built-in huge fan base that The Rock has as a foundation that is understood by everybody. No matter what bad movie he makes, he always can come back to wrestling and be the man. He's in danger of losing that if this keeps in this direction. And so that's why it's probably a blinking red light to them. But to react to something that Poppy said, you said that Cody has done the work to show that he's like, with the Make-A-Wish, etc., to show he's on the level of that he's like the John Cena or the Hulk, but maybe not at that level. Well, when you're talking about maybe selling out arenas or merchandise or movie deals, he's not on Hulk Hogan's level. But if you remember when Hogan came back to fight Rock, this was supposed to be two faces going after each other, and everybody was just freaking out about it. But guess what?
Yeah.
People loved Hulk Hogan. and that made it so The Rock made that transition. So we see something kind of similar, something repeating itself where The Rock is The Rock and we love him and everybody loves him, but there's something else more current happening that he's not really paying attention to, and the fans are pissed that he's not aware of that, because it's led him to make this decision.
Yes.
We had Rocky Sucks chance last night on Raw. Michael Cole said, "Wow, 1996 all over again."
Wasn't that surreal to hear him say that? Because isn't that exactly what you were thinking when he said it, and then he said it out loud, and you were like, "Oh my God, what is happening?"
You know that wouldn't happen if the old man was still there. He'd have been like, "Hey, shut that crap off."
Well, they tried to turn him into
They tried.
You can't. Well,
BDC, what you thinking?
I'm all over the place. So first things first, this is supposed to be about finishing the story, right? So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go with a little visual representation of finishing the story. So this is what the story's all about right here.
Is that the belt that I
This is the belt that Dusty never had a chance to win. And
Want to fit him.
And this version, and this is the belt that Cody's going after, even though it looks a lot different to this day. What I think about The Rock, though, is this doesn't feel like it's just as much of an audible as people have been saying. It feels like this has actually been in the works. So I read something online about that we want Cody posters and stuff that you saw all over the arena on Monday. We're given out by WWE officials.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
So you see stuff like that. Of course, now you have Drew involved to try to create a Drew Seth match so that you can still kind of get Cody Roman, but everyone still forgets. It kind of feels like they still want Roman to take over the title from longest reign in the modern era, which he can't do if he loses at WrestleMania. So what you then look at is, okay, well, even if you put Cody in that match, does that mean he loses again? So how do you get out of that? Allow him to have his moment, finish his story, and Roman still do that, because at this point it's been 3 years that dude's had the title. You're getting close at this point. You take it away now, then it's like, well, what was the 3 years for? There's got to be an end game to that. Part of me tells me that this match isn't even going to be for the title. This Rock Roman match isn't going to even be for the title. It's just going to be for the title head of the table. Part of me is telling me that
I'll be fine with that.
Part of me is thinking that it's going to be just for the rights of the title head of the table, which if Roman loses, then he can start to spiral, and that'll give Cody the opening to take the title from him down the road. But I mean, it's just been all over the place. You done had people sending death threats to his daughter to the point that she done deleted her ex account.
Right.
You had Ricochet talking about the IWC is toxic. People was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then less than 24 hours later, oh, well, they're sending Ava death threats. Well, that would classify as toxic.
We all know the IWC has always been toxic.
Right.
So let's not change that.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, my thought is we'll find out Thursday that match between Rock and Roman's not even going to be for the title. Cody's going to main event somehow. Don't know how at this point. But I don't think that's going to be for the title, because if it is for the title, then you pretty much know Rock's going to lose, and then it's really going to be like a huge waste at that point.
I can't see Rock losing.
Oh,
Really?
I can. I can see him losing. I can see him losing.
Now, if they're trying to break the record, The Rock's going to
they're
lose.
trying to break that record. I can see him losing, but I just could see him losing in a not clean way. Like maybe the bloodline gets involved, and maybe Cody goes down there to try to counteract them, and somehow that's how Rock loses because of interference. But I definitely, if the title's on the line, Rock's losing.
For sure.
That's a really good alternative option. I didn't consider that if they go at it one-on-one for that title, they can make something out of that. Whatever The Rock does will become mainstream and everybody will catch on and understand he's fighting for this title.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't consider that. That's a
He
way
doesn't
out.
need a
It's still
title.
going to piss people off, though. Right. It's still going
Right.
to piss people off because we want Cody and we want it for the championship.
And not only that, but Cody went through the Rumble.
Yeah. He earned it. Yeah.
All the way through the Rumble. And the stipulation of the Rumble is that's a guaranteed title shot. So if he goes into WrestleMania,
hold on. Guaranteed main event. It never says title shot.
Good point. But
wow.
Who do you?
Yes.
But really, who do you put him in a match with as a main event if it's not the champion?
The dead man.
It has to.
I know it won't be, but
Roman.
Do you think Roman is willing to work 2 nights this year at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Do you think like one night he will go against his cousin, then the second night
But
he
it
will go
would-
against Cody?
I don't think it would happen, but
it will go against everything in his character.
Because, that can and it cannot. Because then you have the Women's Royal Rumble winner.
if they were just gonna do a head of the table, they could have just did that at Elimination Chamber.
Which could
Yeah.
which also includes a main event. But yeah, Elimination Chamber is coming up, so that's gonna be a huge part of this as far as what they do from here, because you've got that, at least that premium live event in there as well that you can play around with.
So
Well,
the
they
one,
use-
got one match advertised so far.
so the one
Elimination
in
Chamber is
Vegas.
washed now.
Yeah, so the one in the press conference they're doing on Thursday, that's for Mania, right? That's not for Elimination Chamber.
Maybe.
That's for Mania.
Mania. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for Mania.
All right, so yeah, I cannot tell you what could be happening, but we might have to sit there and watch because
I
will see
will
some
be.
fireworks.
If he wrestles 2 nights in a row, it would have to be versus Cody first, and if he loses, then he has to fight Rock the next day. But if he loses,
is the bigger name,
then The
yeah.
Rock can win because he'll beat him and he won't have the championship. Cody will have taken it from the night before. And you said it goes against Roman's character, but Roman is a bad guy, and he can get told what to do every once in a while by a higher up, a Nick Aldis or whoever.
Oh, I was about to say, and Nick Aldis has made it a point of getting in his grill, so maybe. But so here's another question: how often has the Men's Royal Rumble winner not been the main event on the second night? Up to this
John, I'm
point,
tagging you in.
Don't normally the
I think
Elimination Chamber.
the Women's Royal Rumble winner has main evented that first night, and then the Men's Royal Rumble winner main evented the second.
Not necessarily. Because,
Not necessarily.
Because
Not with Charlotte.
Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, they didn't get that main event spot. They gave it to the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yep. And you also got to remember Asuka with
They're
Charlotte.
pissed about that.
That was
Yeah,
one night
people
though.
were pissed about that. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy.
Honestly,
It's gonna be crazy.
That was the biggest. That was the bigger story.
Bailey and Io is not main event worthy to close out the show. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's
I don't
not
think so
Bianca
neither.
and Sasha. So
That's more of a feel good story than an actual main story.
Yeah.
I would maybe kick the show off with them too,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
but I wouldn't close.
You know what? I don't even think, man. I think you could literally, whatever the main event is for night one, you could probably put them right before it, because everyone's gonna want
Depends on what it is.
Everyone's gonna want Bayley to win so bad they'll be on a high from her winning, unless she don't win, in which case it's gonna deflate the hell out of everybody.
Oof.
So I don't know. I get the feeling it's gonna be Seth Drew. So if Cody's not battling Roman, he's not gonna have a title shot.
I do
Seth's
think it
the
should.
most logical person.
I don't see
It
it.
should
I don't
be
see it
Seth
being a
Drew.
triple threat. I don't see it being a triple threat between the three of them. I think at this point, if you put Cody in the title match, he's got to win. Which brings me to something else. There was a tweet or whatever the hell you want to call it now. But when Cody
Excrement.
right before Cody Rhodes was named the cover athlete of 2K24. There was a tweet he put out where he's got a sheet of paper in front of me and he's got a list of things that he's got on. So it's got like Return to WrestleMania, things like that. The last 3 items were be named cover athlete, win the title, finish the story. They weren't together, they were separated. So there is possibly a way where he wins a title somewhere along the way and then finish the story afterwards.
What is the story then?
Well, at this point,
it's that title, that one.
It's this title, but he says he could win a title, but not necessarily finish the story. If he does compete for that title and win that title, finishing the story is still getting this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if he don't fight for the title at WrestleMania, it makes the Royal Rumble look way weaker.
Look
like, what's the point of winning it?
Yeah. Agreed.
And I guarantee you that if he fights Seth for a 4th time, he's gonna lose. Seth ain't gonna lose this time.
I got news for you. Drew's gonna be involved in that anyway, so that's why I don't think it's gonna be a triple threat. I think Drew is going to make enough hay between now and then that he'll be in that spot.
Well, consider this. You know why it should be Drew Seth? Just imagine you can hear Drew saying, I want to take that title from Seth because I know when CM Punk comes back, he wants it, and he's going to have to go through me to get it.
Yes.
Right.
That is all the motivation you need for a program with Seth Drew at Mania for a big ass match. That's enough right there.
Yep.
Because it's such high stakes. If he gets it, now CM Punk's going to come back as a super baby face with this Goliath to beat. And if Seth maintains it, then we still get our original angle that we wanted, that we were robbed of because of the injury. So what a great match that would be.
Right.
Yeah.
John, what you thinking over there, man? You quiet.
It's you don't want to talk over anyone. It's not good when you're all virtual. It's a fact. It's a strap fact. Part of me thinks, well, as regards Drew McIntyre being either involved, inserted, whatever you want to say, with Seth Rollins and the Cody Rhodes story, I think back to WrestleMania 1 and someone who was super over at the time but had really no role at the show was Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He seconded Hulk Hogan to the ring. The idea behind that was if Mr. T bailed, Snuka, popular enough, would take his place. So it's like, but at the time, I wasn't even conscious at that time when WrestleMania 1 came around, but I would imagine, one of your top WWF stars of the early 80s, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. What's he doing at Mania? Nothing? Why not? They were holding him in case Mr. T
failed,
pitied himself, and didn't finish the main event. So that's what reminds me of Drew, is that he's like on standby. What if Seth trips over a vacuum cord at home and really messes up his knee? So you can insert him versus Cody in some weird way. If Cody is actually inserted into the Rock Roman Reigns storyline again, there you have Seth and Drew, and Drew's he's hot. He's keeping that CM Punk heat going.
Mm-hmm.
He's stoking the fire. So that's also an option. There's so many options going on. And with who main events this, main events that, Roman wrestling twice, could he do it? It was already mentioned that Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis, threatened to strip Roman of the title if he didn't come back to sign the contract for that 4-way match at the Rumble. So that's hanging over his head. He could be forced to wrestle both nights. If he did wrestle both nights, could he main event both nights? Yes. Should he? No. But I remember it was WrestleMania 29, The Rock and Cena Part 2, and they aired a hype video like second or third match, and I was like, oh my God, they're going to do it, and they're going to main event with Punk and Undertaker. Imagine if they did that. We would be in a different situation, wouldn't we, Phil Brooks?
We would.
Yes.
Maybe they should have main event. In retrospect, they should have.
Right.
I was like, that's a bold move, but they didn't do it. So you could have like one of the Roman matches early on night 1, or main event it with whoever wins the Elimination Chamber, they want you to believe it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. I know Bianca Belair's already been there in that position three times in championship match at WrestleMania in a real main event role. But I mean, that's what I'd want to see. If it became between those two, I'd rather see Bianca and Rhea than Becky and Rhea. But who knows? Who knows? But then if she's not in that title match, what is she going to do? She has to do something.
Yeah.
So
and her facing Nia again is not going to work.
Well, if has Bianca ever? Have they ever fought that? I can't.
No, I'm talking about
NXT Portland.
I'm saying if Becky's not
Bianca,
then her fighting Nia is not going to work. I think Bianca Rhea is probably a really good idea. It saves them from doing the knee-jerk reaction of putting Jade in. Again for the title, literally. Right. But like I said, it's a knee-jerk reaction. She was so popular in her Rumble debut. They would do some old heads would do something like manage to get Jade in at WrestleMania, fighting for a title somewhere.
They might have just put her in as a preview.
But I think Bianca would work out better there.
I think they'll re-debut her after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think they're gonna put her in the the women's battle royal and then go from there.
They're still doing that on SmackDown?
Battle Royal. What, the Mae Young Classic or Mae Young Battle Royal?
I don't know. Night one? Did he win? I don't remember. Did Lashley win last year?
They got a men's and women's, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Could she not be in the Elimination Chamber?
She could be.
I don't. I don't think.
They put her in the qualifying match. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, just showcase her at the Elimination Chamber. Don't make her win, and then go from there.
I would say a good alternative for Bianca Belair at WrestleMania would be if she would be to face Nia Jackson. Man, wouldn't that be the best KOD of all WrestleManias to do it to Nia Jax?
Oof.
So that could be a WrestleMania moment not involving the championship.
I agree.
But maybe Nia would take the bump as well as Asuka did, which wasn't very good. But Becky took it very well, and Sasha Banks did as well. So there is hope out there.
There is hope. But the question, WrestleMania, is it going to be The Rock or is it going to be Cody going against Roman Reigns? Eddie, who you got?
Can I tell you what I want?
What do you want?
Okay, so because I really think what's messing everything up, of course, The Rock stepped in at the last minute, did his thing, but if they want Roman to beat that record, then you know what I mean? Whatever we want or whatever we're thinking means nothing. He's gonna walk out of WrestleMania with that title, and that's
right.
That's worth mentioning. But that being said, if I could have whatever I wanted, The Rock has to acquiesce. He has to say, we acknowledge that the fans have spoken and we messed up. He can't say The Rock messed up. He has to say we, because he's the chairman now, or whatever his title is. He has to say that I will give Cody his one-on-one against Roman at the WrestleMania, but he's going to be special guest referee. He has to be special guest referee. And then the buildup is he going to screw Cody or is he going to screw Roman? And he calls it down the middle. He calls the whole match down the middle, and Cody beats Roman clean. 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of the ring. No disputing it. But of course, Roman is pissed. You screwed me, blah, 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 blah. And then you can set up for the next Mania or whatever they want to do. That's what I would like to see happen. Because just imagine that anticipation. If he does that and they handle it the right way, The Rock's popularity can be restored, literally completely restored. Because the whole time he could be almost like a supporter or cheerleader for Cody, but he's the ref. So he has to call it down the middle. So people are going to think he's going to side with Cody and screw Roman, but Roman is his family. So what's he going to do? So that's the scenario I'd like to see, and then they can come away out of Mania and do whatever they want with Roman and Rock. And one more thing, 3 years Roman's had the title, but it hasn't been 3 years that Cody's been chasing it. So if Cody doesn't leave this Mania with it, then we have the third time's the charm championship story, and that might be what happens next year at Mania. That's my piece.
All right. Well, if nothing comes out from the press conference on Thursday, not knowing if it's going to be Rock and Roman or Cody Roman, The Rock better show up on Friday on SmackDown. If he don't show up, he's a heel.
Mhm.
That's how it's going to be.
Mhm.
He's going to be a heel.
And I've heard
it's all entertainment.
And
he doesn't care if he's booed or cheered, right? Sorry, one more thing. He doesn't care if he's booed or cheered, right? He's making those big paychecks, and they're selling tickets, and that's his measure of success. Boo, cheer, whatever you want to do.
And that has been
and
something.
John got the shirt in the card already. WWE shop.
Yeah, that's something that's kind of been a rumbling already that he will go Hollywood again. He will be the Hollywood heel again for Mania and turn Roman maybe back to a face, which I don't know if turning him on face is going to work. He's done such great heel work, but that's kind of what they put out there too. But my only problem with that is if they turn Roman a face again, then that means does Cody become a heel again or become a heel at all? Because he still has to finish the story there.
If he finishes the story, does it have to be with Roman though? What if
I think
plays out to the Rock do get in the belt, and the Rock becomes a bigger heel than Roman is right now? Would it make a difference?
Or maybe somehow, some way, the Rock screws Cody in the path to get into Roman Reigns anyway.
How much longer does Roman have before he dethrones Hogan?
September. So,
Yeah,
you're looking at the Survivor Series.
Wow.
So if that's the case, regardless, he's going to win at Mania, no matter who he's fighting.
Maybe.
You feel like because September's so close, they're just going to do that.
At this point, you've run it this long.
Why not?
And it's been discussed and it's been talked about. You had whole celebrations when he hit the 1,000 days. You gave him a new title that represented the 1,000 days. You did all of that, making it a big deal that he had the title for as long as he had. You don't have him defending it nearly as much as he used to. You're making every defense matter because he doesn't defend it as often as he used to. So it's really easy for him to win at Mania and not defend it to SummerSlam, or not even defend it at SummerSlam, and then the next defense is at the Survivor Series.
It all depends on where the location is.
Yeah.
It got to be like a major city. But John, what's your saying? The 6 degrees of separation, whatever.
Yeah,
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. Survivor Series is at somewhere where Dusty Rhodes wrestled, had his first match, won a title, did something that is gonna all make sense.
Hatred, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Well, you got Hogan passing the torch to The Rock. The Rock passed the torch to Cena. Cena passed the torch to Cody. I don't know if you guys remember that on Boston at Raw episode, but you still have an
Did he really pass the? Did he really pass the torch?
Everybody knows Cody. Everybody knows Cody.
Cena passed the torch. He's been taking L's left and right. He passed the torch.
Yeah, he passed the torch.
So
you still have that Hulk Hogan-esque of The Rock, and you got the guy right now of Cody Rhodes.
What did they do?
Right there could be your main event at WrestleMania 41 when the time comes. The
Rock comes out on Thursday, says he only wants to fight for the head of the table. They make that match the first match of day 2. Cody comes out, says, "I'm challenging you for the title." That's the main event. It's a win-win for everybody.
Well,
Rock gets his match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could have done that.
Right.
Yeah.
Roman wins both matches. Everybody looks strong. It's a win-win for everybody. We win here. We all win.
So here's something that popped in my head. Is like quite technically, you could have him do the head of the table match against The Rock on Saturday night. Where the caveat is if he wins the match, then he doesn't have to defend his title, and then he wins. Or maybe Rock does the finger poke of doom with the finger poke of doom.
No.
Yeah, no. Doing that on the grandest stage.
Absolutely not.
Eyebrow.
You want to?
And he just drops that.
Wait, you want to talk about how
you want to see the stocks drop
stuff through my TV?
You want to see the stocks drop in WWE with TKO?
Right.
I mean, I'm taking advantage.
So he either had that, or he could actually, The Rock could actually win and then order Roman to not defend the title to screw Cody over.
No.
And as I said, if the goal is to get him to hold it till September, something's got to happen to keep Roman with that belt that doesn't necessarily involve Cody losing again for it. Because I think last year, when he lost at Mania last year, it was like it was deflating as hell. It took him a little while to kind of build that momentum back up. If he loses again, I mean, I don't see how he's able to build all of that back up for another Mania, let alone anytime soon after that. Because now he done lost twice. He lost with help from the Bloodline last year. He can't afford to lose clean, or else you're completely burying that push that he's got going on. And if he gets screwed over by the Bloodline again, then it's like, dude, you already got screwed over by them once. You let them do that to you again? So,
well, that's only okay if they course correct, right? Damn it, we let them do it again. The next match, no outside interference. Because there's still one more thing I'm thinking in my head. Speaking of Eddie Guerrero before, if somebody from the Bloodline throws in a weapon of some sort for Roman to use, and Roman uses it, and Cody picks it up right after to throw it out of the ring or something, and the ref sees that, he'll disqualify Cody.
Yeah.
Something like that. Some bullshit like
They
that.
just did that finish at the Rumble with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I worry about the fact that it would be different if the three matches wouldn't be so far apart, because you're literally talking about it would be over the course of 3 years. And then, of course, that would mean that he would likely have, because Roman's not going to just give him a title shot just out of the kindness of his heart. He's going to have to go through the Rumble again to get it. So now you're talking about he's going to have to win 3 Rumbles in a row.
Money in the Bank?
When 2 has never happened in a row, he's going to now have to win 3.
Well, you just said the magic word. Eddie said the magic word.
What's that?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
In the Bank.
There's somebody still senior Money in the Bank, and that is the ace in the hole. You don't know where that match is gonna go.
You know he ain't cashing on Roman. You know that for sure. His best bet
is
he's
gonna cash on Roman.
Yeah, he's gonna cash. He's gonna cash on Seth.
Would he cash in at all though?
He don't cash on that match.
Would he cash in like that after a match? Wouldn't he want to do
it? Yo,
if you want to create nuclear heat.
Ooh.
The Judgment Day have been the main event for almost a year, and all you need is that one guy to help him continue the story.
I just
not finishing the story.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Wait a minute.
You.
Drew and Judgment Day have history already. They have history already. Specifically, Drew and Damian Priest have history already. So if Drew ends up in that match with Seth, guaranteed Damian's going to cash in on whoever wins that, especially if it's Drew McIntyre.
Then R-Truth's messed it up for everybody.
Yeah.
I think
hey,
he ain't messing
R-Truth will. He will.
I can see Drew and Seth with Damian cashing on whoever wins that match. More than likely, it will be Damian Priest at that point winning that match, taking advantage of Seth's injury, and then Damian cashing on him afterwards.
That would be a good heel move.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's so many scenarios, man. You just
it's too many.
Subject to change.
Too many.
Tune in and watch. That's it.
Yeah. And sorry about the hand. It's just my camera's literally right there. Last time the camera was up there.
I want everyone
right there.
Hashtag we want Cody.
Listen, baby, we want everybody get your hands up. I need your energy. We gonna do it together. We gonna do it together. Cody Rhodes, my son. We gonna get that title off that bastard Roman. God damn it.
On top of his third gimmick.
I say Cody's gonna get the title. at WrestleMania. He's found John Cena's route. The Rock fought Cena at WrestleMania 28 and won. Cena had that rematch WrestleMania 29, and he got his time.
You
It's
gotta
Cody's
remember
time.
both matches never had interferences. It was just straight up Rock.
Well,
and, Cena.
I'm just saying they're repeating the whole situation. So unless they do some Rock trilogy every other year, which they not, but
no. The only other thing I can see is maybe Seth, if God forbid whatever happens with his match, he comes and helps out Cody. If he says, all right, you're not challenging me, but I got your back. The whole locker room's got Cody's back, so somebody show up.
Or the reverse, he's mad that he didn't challenge him and he does something about it.
Possibly.
Especially
does Fox got a new deal after this? I know
No.
Raw's going to Netflix. Does Fox have a deal?
Fox said, "Go fuck yourself."
Or does SmackDown have a deal?
Yeah, so Netflix,
or USA.
Raw is going to Netflix. SmackDown is going to USA. NXT is going
CW supposedly.
CW.
So the only thing is, Raw wanted to have their own exclusive title. So now, if they go into Netflix, you could bring them titles back together. One champ.
Well, what does Netflix want?
$25 subscriptions.
Yeah. Netflix wants $25 a month. That's what Netflix wants.
They want to go Raw and chill.
I think some of you already did.
I have.
Yeah, there was a very early thought that the idea would be to get Cody to merge all the titles back so that when you separate them again, you actually have history as they should be. Not have a title that has absolutely no history versus a title that has all of it.
It would make no sense to me personally. Why would you create a title just to dissolve it within a year?
You're not dissolving the title, right? But what you are doing is by unifying the titles at least long enough to break the WWE Championship history off of it. You could put the lineage back on that title. Continue to use the World Heavyweight Championship because hell, they've been using the World Heavyweight Championship as a secondary title for years. Just this version of it has no lineage to it because all of that lineage is tied to that one title.
Well, the WCW title, even in the late 90s and such.
You gotta say it right, boy.
As
the
we
WCW title.
The big goal.
I'll say it like a northerner. The WCW title. They always claim that it had lineage to Luthez and Carl, whatever. It doesn't. They made it up, just like WWE is making it up, just like BDC's idea to merge the lineage and titles. Like you can make an explanation away, but it's still not really the lineage. Like they're saying, oh, that the one Seth has is like the old World Heavyweight title. It's like the old WCW title. It's like sort of, but not really.
Yeah.
Just whatever you want to fit the storyline to be.
But part of it in the beginning when they created that title, it was just like, okay, well, how are they going to do it? It was like there's no way they could say that it has lineage because you merged two titles into one and then created another title. So there's no way that title is going to hold that lineage at all. So, I mean, of course they can say, oh, well, it's the working man's title and we're building our own lineage. Okay, that's all well and good. But ultimately, you have a title that has 50, 60, 70 years of history, and you have one that's about a year, maybe two.
I'm going to tell you what they need to do. When that first episode of Raw hits on Netflix, you got to get Raw, SmackDown, all your champions in the ring, your whole roster in your ring. You get Eric Bischoff, you get Vince Russo, and you vacate all the titles, just like in WCW, and you start from scratch.
Oh,
bro.
Once.
You want to cancel subscriptions too?
Thrown in the ring. I see what you want.
You want to cancel subscriptions too now?
Bro, that's a good idea,
old
bro.
ECW bottles of liquor being thrown in the ring. People throwing.
It's in a video game.
Yeah, I won't even tune in the next
They did not Nitro. That's how
stupid.
Booker T got his shine. Booker T and Scott Steiner. bro.
Booker T deserved it though.
Or they could
For
just,
Jeff Jarrett.
or they could just put the strap on a black dude and have Brock Lesnar come forward, and when they start on a new network again,
Jesus.
take it in about 3 minutes.
It's Black History Month.
Yeah. Why would you mention that?
Time to call Montez Ford up.
Ugh.
Finally.
Yeah, I don't know what their ultimate goal is. Whether they're going to continue to keep the titles as they are, if they're going to, once that title is off of Roman, split the lineages again. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
All we can do is just tune in, be a fan. That's all we can do.
I just got used to that world heavyweight title enough to like it. They better not do anything with it now.
Yeah, it took a little while, but
It took a while, but I'm finally actually starting to like it. They better not change it now.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that, Dom. I told you get go. No, thank you.
Keep the title, but whoever takes that title from Seth has to be somebody like
A
him,
workhorse.
his stature.
Yeah.
A workhorse.
Gotta be a workhorse.
Which could be a Cody, but we don't want Cody with that title. That's the thing.
right.
One with that Hollywood, baby. The Hollywood belt. Not the working man. The common man.
I don't know. A lot of scenarios, but like I said, tune in to find out. We got to see what's going to happen on that press conference on Thursday.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching, and
What time's that press conference on
whichever
anyway?
way it goes, I'm
Like 5 o'clock.
sure I'm gonna be sitting there with my mouth like this.
Central time? Or
4 p.m. Vegas time.
so that'll be like
Oh,
7, 8 o'clock for us.
Central Time.
But whatever time that is, it's 4
Whatever
p.m.
time you work on, Abel.
Vegas time.
That's it. That's it.
Trying to catch it. Man.
All right, guys. So who we got? Roman or Cody? Final thought. WrestleMania
Roman.
or Rock and Cody?
Oh,
What's it gonna be?
Cody.
Rock.
Want it to be Cody. I get the feeling Rock's gonna be in there somehow.
I'm trying to will it into existence, baby. Cody.
He needs to finish the
Going
story.
Rock.
So I definitely want it to be Cody.
I gotta go Cody.
John?
Put your marks out there. This whole thing is a conspiracy. This whole thing is rigged. Yeah, I don't know who you're shaking your fist at, Abel, but no, it's just I'm making exceptions for the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, all of entertainment, The Rock. I'm there for The Rock and Roman Reigns. Hey. Everyone else can feel sympathy and pity for Cody Rhodes, but I'm all about The Rock and Roman Reigns one-on-one with each other. No homo.
Well, I want to see The Rock and Roman, but let Cody get his shine first. Hashtag we want Cody.
Hashtag finish the story.
Hashtag finish the story. Hashtag WrestleMania. Hashtag Black History Month.
Not a spinner. Hashtag not a spinner.
Yes.
Hashtag it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, really.
Finish story. Finish story, damn it. Finish story.
Finish the story.
Finish story.
It's your time, Cody. Finish the story. All right, guys. Another good episode of the Rundown. Hashtag we want Cody. Until then, I'm the Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with Stratfax. I'm here with Poppy Platino. I'm here with BDC. I'm here with Rozay and Savage Eddie Long. Oh, yeah. Until then, oh, yeah.